Hey guys, it's Coach Carrie, and I just got back from the grocery store and I found a really good deal on some chicken breasts. They're getting ready to expire in about 3 days from now, so they had already marked them down, and that's always a really good way to save some money on your groceries because you're going to go home and either eat them that night or maybe the next night, or you can go ahead and cook them and freeze them, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. So I am using my Ninja Foodi, and I'm going to be pressure cooking these chicken breasts. So I have in my pot here, I've got about 12 cups of water because I'm going to be reusing this as my chicken broth. I just put a little bit of salt in here. I'll just put a little bit more because I didn't put much. Okay, so I'm going to season it with some salt. And I just start throwing things out of my spice rack. So this one is actually the roasted garlic and herb. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to be using some pepper because I always like to use pepper. And then some garlic and some onion seasoning also. And that's gonna give my chicken a lot of flavor, that not only my chicken, but my chicken broth also. So I can use this chicken broth when I'm cooking my quinoa, or I can make a soup out of it, whatever, and I'm not having to go out and buy chicken broth. Okay, so the Foodi actually comes with this basket, and this basket has got little holes in it. I hope you can see that. And it's normally used for air frying, but I like to use this also as a strainer. So I'm going to put my chicken breast into the pot here as it slowly fills up, okay? And then I'm even going to add a little bit of celery. And the celery I have already cut up and it was in the freezer because I like to use celery as seasoning. You can add some onions to it. My onion I already had cut up. It's been in the freezer too. It's not going to take it long to thaw out though. I'll just put chunks in there. And then it's going to pressure cook. I'm going to put it on high, and it is going to be cooking for about 10 minutes, and then it will be a quick release. And then we're going to have our chicken broth, and the chicken's going to be ready, and then I'll show you how to shred it. All right. Okay guys, we're back. The chicken has just finished cooking in the pressure cooker. Now I want to be clear with something. When I first started cooking with the pressure cooker and I saw that, I only had to cook it 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and I'm like, whoo, I just put it in there in 4 minutes, it's done. That's not exactly how a pressure cooker works. So you actually have to wait and for the pressure to actually build up into your Instapot or your Foodi or whatever you may be using. So my chicken just got finished. I have already released the pressure and everything, and I'm ready to open this sucker up here. Whew, it is hot, okay? So I'm gonna actually let this cool down. Now remember, we are not getting rid of our chicken broth, okay? But I was able to put my chicken in the pot here, and now when I lift it up, it's already strained. So I'm not having to dump anything out, and I can let the rest of that broth just kind of cool naturally. And I'm going to be putting it into a separate pot. So I'm gonna let my chicken cool off just for a few minutes, and then we're gonna shred it. And I'm gonna show you a really quick way to do it. Keep the chicken broth. Okay, now that my chicken has cooled off a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and shred it. And years ago, I had a friend that we would always go in and buy a whole bunch of chicken, and she would cook it because she had one of those really big pots, and then I would bring 20 pounds of chicken home and I would just shred it, and it would take me hours to shred chicken, and I was so sick and tired of it. This is the quickest way that I know to shred it and not have it so fine that you can't use it for anything else. But I like to use just a hand mixer. Any old brand's gonna work for you. And you take it and you go down. All right, in about 20 seconds, I have shredded chicken. And I'm gonna let this completely cool off, and then I'm gonna put it in little sandwich bags after it's chilled, and about 3 cups in each sandwich bag, and then I'm gonna put all those bags in a large gallon size Ziploc bag. I'm gonna lay them out in my freezer so they're perfectly flat, and then when I go to fix a casserole or whatever, I'm just pulling those out of the freezer, dumping it in.